Okay, hello everyone, hello guys, I hope you're all doing well. Of course, this is Mr. Farran, who else is it going to be? And just for this short video, I thought I'd talk a bit about the persuasive essay, just to give you some important reminders, and then maybe hopefully at the end of this video, or after I finish this quick introduction, I will give you more information, of course, about your EL117 TMA, okay? So we did talk a bit about the persuasive essay or persuasive writing last time in class, and I thought I'd just give you some more information, okay? So the first thing we mentioned, or the first thing we talked about last time, was of course defining the persuasive essay. What is a persuasive essay, or what do we mean by persuasion in general, okay? So think about this question before I show you the answer. What is a persuasive essay? And what do we mean by persuasion? If you're not sure, just pause the video, think about it, and then proceed to see the answer, okay? So what is persuasive writing? Persuasive writing is basically when you try to do your best to convince your readers of your point of view. You write in a way or in a manner to influence your audience, to make them believe that what you're saying is reasonable, logical, and believable. Okay guys? So the whole point of persuasive writing is to try to convince your readers that what you're saying is actually true. It's reasonable, it's logical, it's believable. You want the readers to adopt your point of view somehow. You want them to believe that what you're saying actually makes sense. Okay? So in a persuasive essay, you're not really informing other people. You're somehow trying to persuade them as much as you can. So when you write a persuasive essay, it's important to choose a topic that can be influenced by persuasive arguments. Yes? So what you say has to somehow like resonate with other people. You want to influence other people to adopt your point of view somehow. Yep. It's not easy, but it's doable. You must also have an opinion about this topic and defend it. So for example, if I ask you, what do you think of gun ownership? Do you think people should own guns? Yes or no? So have an opinion about this and then try to defend it with all your might, okay? With all your logic, yes? That's what makes a good persuasive essay. So when it comes to organizing your ideas in a persuasive essay, you can do so in one of two ways. Yep, so there are two ways to organize your ideas. The first way is called ascending order. It means you start with the least important argument that you have, and then you build up all the way to the strongest argument that comes at the very end. So for example, if you have 3 body paragraphs in your essay, the first body paragraph will be the least important, or let's say the least strongest, and then as you proceed, the strongest ideas or the strongest arguments will come at the very end, which is your third body paragraph, assuming that you have 3 body paragraphs in that essay, okay? That's the first way to organize your ideas. The second way is equal order. It means that you feel that all your arguments are of equal importance, so the order in which you place your arguments isn't really important. So guys, it really depends on how you see your own ideas. If you feel like you have some ideas stronger than the others, then you might want to maybe organize your ideas using the ascending order method. If you feel like all your ideas are equally the same, then just, write them down equally as they are. There's no need to place one before the other and so on and so forth. But I think, personally speaking, I think it makes sense to have some arguments stronger than others, because you always want to leave the strongest one to the very end. That's how you actually convince people, right? So again, the next time you write an essay, think of your arguments. Are some better than others? And if that's the case, leave the strongest one right until the very end, okay? So I believe we did this before, but again, I just want to kind of like recap and just maybe like remind you. Again, I'm gonna give you ideas on the left and ideas on the right, and you tell me which arguments are more persuasive in your opinion. Let's take this thesis as an example. It says, while some people dispute the existence of dinosaurs, there are 2 main sources that prove otherwise. So this person writing this essay wants to show us that dinosaurs actually existed. Let us look at the ideas on the left-hand side first, and then we will compare them. Or we can compare them with the ideas that come on the right-hand side, and then you guys tell me which ones sound more convincing or more persuasive. Okay, let's look at the topic sentences on the left-hand side first. So this guy says, first, scientists have found numerous dinosaur fossils from different parts of the world. This is his first argument for the existence of dinosaurs. His second argument is, second, biologists were able to extract DNA from bones belonging to dinosaurs. Okay? They seem like good ideas, but let's compare them to the person on the left, sorry, on the right, or the ideas on the right-hand side. So this guy says, first, I've always had a feeling that they existed, and my feelings are usually right. And this person's second argument is, he says, second, many people believe dinosaurs existed, so it must be true. Now, guys, please compare the arguments on the left over here with the arguments on the right, and you tell me which ones are more persuasive, which ones are more convincing in your opinion. The arguments on the left or the arguments on the right? What do you think? If you're not sure, please pause this video now and then come back and see what I think. Okay, so if you read these arguments carefully, the ones on the left and the ones on the right, you can clearly tell that the ones on the left are just more persuasive. They're more convincing as arguments compared to the ones on the right. The ones on the right are not really objective, they're more subjective. This guy talks about his feelings and how his feelings are usually right. He sounds a bit pompous, he sounds a bit, it's as if he's showing off somehow. And then the second argument is not really that strong. He says many people believe dinosaurs existed, so it must be true. Just because many people believe in something, it doesn't make it true. Okay? That's the first example. I'll give you two more examples just to show you the difference between strong arguments and weak arguments. Let's take this topic. Smoking shisha should not be banned, in my opinion. By the way, I'm not encouraging anyone to smoke shisha. I am a huge advocate of banning smoking, but just for the sake of argument, let's take this thesis, okay? Smoking shisha should not be banned, in my opinion. Again, same thing, let's look at the arguments that show up on the left-hand side compared to the ones that show up on the right-hand side, yes? Okay, so this guy says, his first argument is, I enjoy smoking shisha and it puts me in a good mood. The second argument this guy gives us is, shisha is an inexpensive way to spend time with friends. Okay, those are the first two ideas, or the first two arguments. Let's compare them with the ones on the right-hand side. This guy on the right-hand side says, we can designate special areas for shisha smokers to not hurt others. And his second argument is there are other more harmful substances and habits that are not banned. Again, don't forget, the thesis is smoking shisha should not be banned, in my opinion. Again, if you're not sure which arguments are stronger, just please pause the video now. Yeah, think about it and then come back and play the video to see what I think. Yeah. So again, if you compare the ideas on the left with the ones on the right, again, you can clearly see that the ones on the right are just more persuasive. They're more logical. Again, the ones on the left sound a bit more subjective. They sound a bit more personal. He says, I enjoy smoking shisha and it puts me in a good mood. Just because it puts you in a good mood, that doesn't mean that, that doesn't really mean that we should not ban it. A lot of things might make people, they might make people feel good, but again, drugs can make you feel good, but again, I think drugs should be banned, for example, right? Shisha is an inexpensive way to spend time with friends. Again, very, very personal. This person, the guy on the left, his ideas are very, very personal. And again, they're not really objective, whereas the ideas on the right somehow make more sense and they apply to more people. Okay? Let me give you one more example. This thesis says, schools should not force students to do homework. I think a lot of you will like this topic. Schools should not force students to do homework. Let us look at the arguments again on the left and also on the right. Let's compare them to each other and see which ones are more persuasive. Let's start with the ideas or the arguments on the left. This person says his first argument is, homework is boring and a waste of time. And his second argument for why schools should not force students to do homework is, homework doesn't make me feel good. Let's look at the second person, the one on the right. This person argues that homework takes time away from learning from real-life situations. His second argument is homework is not useful when feedback is not given. And of course, he's assuming that, many teachers don't give students feedback, especially on exams, like midterms and final exams and so on and so forth. Again, if you're not sure, please pause the video, think about it, and then come back and see what I think is the right answer, okay? So again, if you compared the thoughts on the left with the ones on the right, again, you can clearly see that the ones on the right somehow make more sense. They're more logical, and they, I think they apply to like a wider audience. Whereas again, the first ones, the ones on the left, they seem a bit more personal. The guy seems a bit selfish. He says homework doesn't make me feel good. This is only his personal opinion. And for others, homework might might feel good. I know some of you might be laughing right now, but again, homework can feel good sometimes when the teacher gives you interesting homework. So again, guys, remember, when you're writing ideas, if you really want to convince people, don't really focus on yourself. Try to give ideas that sound universal, ideas that can maybe apply to other people, not only yourself as a person. You understand? So I hope you found that helpful. That's all I have. Let's talk a bit about the TMA, shall we? Okay, let's talk a bit about the TMA. So the EL117 TMA is coming up next week. Okay, and this is just a bit of information that I thought would maybe give you, would maybe help you do better on the TMA. I also have a little sample which I'm gonna show you as well. Okay. So let me start by giving you just some basic information. Okay, these are just some quick facts about your EL117 TMA. You can take a screenshot of this. You can pause the video. You can kind of read it slowly if you want to, but I'll just read it for you very, very quickly. Number one, what is your task? What is our task for the EL117 TMA? Well, your task is very simple. You just have to do two things. Number one, you have to write an outline, and also you have to write a persuasive essay. So your task for the EL117 TMA, you have to do two things. Number one, write an outline, and the second thing you need to do is write a persuasive essay. Okay. Number two says how many paragraphs? Well, if you are in my section, if you are my student, if you are a student in Mr. Farran's class, then I will only require you to write 4 paragraphs. So 1 introduction, of course, 2 body paragraphs, and of course 1 conclusion. When will we start the exam or the TMA? Okay, we will do this in class, of course, and we will start half an hour after the start of class. So if your class starts at 1 o'clock, then of course we will start at 1:30. If your class is at 3 o'clock, we will start at 3:30. How much time do we have to do the EL117 TMA? You have exactly an hour and a half. You have 90 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes to do the EL117 TMA. So you have an hour and a half to write 4 paragraphs. 1 introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Do we have to turn on our cameras? I think 100 people ask me this question, and the answer is yes, you do. Okay, so please, yes, it is required of you to turn on your camera, and again, it should not affect you in any way, because you should be busy doing your TMA. Okay, and this is only for security reasons and to ensure that no one is cheating. Number 6 says, can we use Google to get ideas? The answer is of course no. I don't want any ideas from Google, and as it says over here, any outside help will be considered cheating and an automatic failure of the course. Please do not cheat. Please do not get any ideas from anywhere else. I want to see the ideas you have in your head. Okay? And again, I'm being very serious. I will repeat this again. Any form of cheating, any form of help from outside, whether it's a friend or the internet, will be considered cheating. And if anyone cheats, I will give a big fat 0 with a smile on my face. Okay? Now, if you check the course calendar, yes, you will see that it says TMA in class writing for 90 minutes, 20 marks. And again, it says here that the TMA is conducted in class. It consists of 2 sections. Outlining section, students write an outline for a persuasive topic assigned by the tutor. It says 5 marks. And then it says students write a 5-paragraph persuasive essay, 300 words on a topic assigned by the tutor, 15 marks. So guys, what you see on your screens right now, this was taken word for word, or it's actually a screenshot taken from the EL117 calendar. But again, I spoke to Ms. Fatma Faiz, and again, if you are a student in my class, then I kind of like tweaked it a bit. I kind of changed a few things with her permission. So if you are in my class, please follow this. The TMA will be done in class, of course. It's an in-class writing assignment. Again, you will have 90 minutes or an hour and a half, 20 marks. It says here the TMA is conducted in class. It consists of 2 sections. Again, you will have an outlining section. It says write an outline for a persuasive topic. You will have 4 marks for this. And the second part says write a 4-paragraph persuasive essay, 250 words, 16 marks. Okay, so from 5 paragraphs, I took it down to 4 paragraphs. Okay, and of course, instead of 300 words, now you have 250 words. Okay, so you have 4 marks for writing an outline, and you have 16 marks for writing a 4-paragraph persuasive essay. Now, let me give you an example. A lot of you said, Mr. Farran, can you please give us an example? And of course, because I really want you guys to do well, and I care about you, I will give you a very simple example. Here is an example of a TMA question. Remember, you have to write a persuasive essay, and you also have to give us an outline. So, for example, you might get a question that looks like this. Outline and write a 4-paragraph essay on the following topic. This is just a random topic I picked out for you guys. Should AOU remove exams during the COVID pandemic? Some of you are shaking your heads and like, yes, please remove the exams. Okay, I can see you begging with your eyes. So this is just one topic. Should AOU remove exams during the COVID pandemic? Okay, let's start by doing the outline. Remember, you have to write an outline first, and then you write the essay. Okay. So again, let me put the topic over here, or let me put the question over here at the top. Should AOU remove exams during the COVID pandemic? What do we want for the outline? I only want 4 things from you. Remember, there are 4 marks. There are 4 marks for this outline. I want 4 things from you. Hook, thesis, TS1, and TS2. Remember, your hook is the very first sentence that comes in the introduction. Your thesis is, of course, the main idea or the main sentence that comes at the end of the introduction. This is the topic sentence number 1 is the very first sentence of your first body paragraph. And topic sentence number 2 is the topic sentence of the second body paragraph. Okay? So again, let me just give you a quick example. Should AOU remove exams during the COVID pandemic? Well, this is my hook. The COVID pandemic has caused an educational disaster. Okay, that's my hook. I want something short, I want something interesting, I want something that's going to attract the reader's attention. And then my thesis, which is of course the most important sentence in the entire essay. Remember, this is the main idea, and this sentence is going to tell the readers what your essay is all about. Okay, what is my main argument? Well, I believe removing exams is a big mistake for 2 main reasons. This is my thesis, this is my main argument for the entire essay. Okay, so let me give you those 2 reasons. Body 1, or the topic sentence for the first body paragraph, is this. First, students will not take their studies seriously if exams are removed. Again, so why do I think that removing exams is a bad idea? Because I believe again, look at TS number 1. I believe my first argument is what? My first argument says, first, students will not take their studies seriously if exams are removed. And my second argument says, second, without exams we will not know much, oh, I forgot a word there. You see, that's why you have to always go back and check your work. Second, without exams we will not know how much material students have acquired. Okay, so yes, please forgive me, I forgot a word. We will not know how much material students have acquired. Okay guys, so again, I have a hook, I have a thesis, I have my 2 arguments, TS1 and TS2. Okay, so guys, this is the outline. This is the outline. I have an outline. I have 4 marks now. Now using this outline, yes, now that we have the outline, we can now use it to write our essay. So guys, don't do the essay first and then you do the outline. No, you should do the outline first, and then based on the outline, based on the ideas you have on the outline, you take those ideas and then you write your essay. So we're done with the outline, we have it. Now I can use it to write my essay. Okay? So of course, the first thing I do is, remember, every essay must have a title. Every essay must have a title. My title is going to be Keep the Exams. That's my title, Keep the Exams. Okay? Let me start with my introduction. Again, by the way, if you look at the sentences, again, I have the same hook and the very same thesis statement at the end. Okay? So this is my short introduction. The COVID pandemic has caused an educational disaster. Same thing I wrote in the what's it called? This is the same sentence I wrote in my outline. Okay, the COVID pandemic has caused an educational disaster. Many institutions were not prepared when the pandemic broke out, and many did not know what to do regarding assessment. Some institutions advocated for keeping exams, and others wanted to remove them altogether to help students. I believe removing exams is a big mistake for two main reasons. You will see that again, the hook I gave you in the outline is exactly the same. Also, the thesis is exactly the same as well. I did not change anything. Okay, guys? Now, just again, if you want to do some practice, again, try to find, again, if you're not sure, find the hook, the background information, and the thesis for me, okay? You can pause the video, think about it, and then I will show you the answers. Yes? Okay, so where is the hook? Where is the background information? And where is my thesis? Of course, if you attended my class and you were paying attention, you would instantly understand that the hook is the very first sentence of the introduction, and the hook is there to grab the reader's attention. It has to be something interesting, or something, you know, maybe something interesting. You could use facts, you could use a question, you could use a famous quote, you could use like a what if scenario, right? So I just use something simple just for the sake of this video, okay? That's my hook. And then of course all the other lines that come after the hook, right, is called the general background information. So I'm just giving you background information about my topic. And then of course my main idea or my thesis comes at the very end of the introduction. I believe removing exams is a big mistake for two main reasons. So guys, this is my introduction. Yes, it's clear, it's short, it's to the point. Some people might ask me, Mr. Farhan, how many lines do I have to write? Well, anywhere from like 5 to 6 lines. 4, 5, 6 lines should be okay. But guys, please make sure that your introduction, remember, your essay has to have a title at the top. You have to have a hook, some general background information in the middle, and of course the most important sentence comes at the very end, and this is of course your thesis. Yeah? So now I'm done with my introduction. Let me proceed and move on to body 1. Let me go to body 1. Again guys, if you look at the first sentence, this is my topic sentence. This is the same sentence I used in my outline. No difference. Again, first, students will not take their studies seriously if exams are removed. Students have a habit of studying when exams are present, and so by removing them, most students will not study. In short, removing exams will help reduce the importance of the subjects they are taking. Again, are my ideas, revolutionary? No. Again, this is just a very simple example to kind of help clarify what you have to do on the EL117 TMA. Again, guys, don't forget, every body paragraph must have 3 things. Yes? If you're not sure, pause the video and think about it, right? What are the 3 things that every body paragraph must have? So here, if you're not sure, find where is the topic sentence, where are the supporting sentences, and where is the concluding sentence. Okay, pause the video, think about it, and then you can unpause and then come back and see the answers, yeah? Okay. So if you were paying attention in my class, I'm sure that you will understand that the very first sentence is called the TS1 or the topic sentence, all the way, of course, to removed. And then the sentences that follow that are called the supporting sentences. Sometimes, remember, we have major and minor. Of course, this is only a very simple example, so I don't really have a minor. I just have a major. Again, because, I didn't really want to take too much time or write too much to scare you guys. And of course, the very last sentence where it says, in short, removing exams will help reduce. Yeah, this is my concluding sentence. Okay? So this is body 1. So far, I have a good introduction with a thesis and a hook. I have body 1, again with the topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. Let me move on to my second body, body 2. Again, same thing, guys. If you look at the topic sentence, it's exactly the same. Second, without exams, we will not know how much material students have acquired. Okay, it will be hard to distinguish the difference between students who really understood the material and those who didn't. Simply put, exams show us who knows and who doesn't. Same thing, guys. Think of where is the topic sentence in this body and the second body paragraph. Where are the supporting sentences and where is my concluding sentence? Pause the video now, think about it, put the answers in your head, and then you can check your answers after you unpause the video. Okay. So again, just as the first one, again, just as we did in the first body paragraph, again, same thing. My topic sentence, yes, the second topic sentence, or the first topic sentence of the second body paragraph is again the first sentence over here. Without exams, we will not know how much material students have acquired. Again, the typo is still there. There's a word missing. We will not know how. We will not know how much. So again, that's why it's very important to check your work. Again, I'm a human. I also make mistakes. Yep. So again, guys, this is the exact same topic sentence I put in the outline. If you go back and check the outline, it's exactly the same sentence. Again, the sentences that follow are called the supporting sentences. And of course, at the very end, I have the concluding sentence. Guys, remember, the concluding sentence somehow summarizes, or it's the idea in the concluding sentence is very similar to the idea in the topic sentence, okay? So now, guys, remember, I have an introduction at the top in green. I have my first body paragraph in red over here, and I have my second body paragraph in yellow. The only thing missing, of course, is the conclusion. And you can see that I put a simple conclusion right at the very bottom. It says here, to conclude, removing exams is a huge mistake. Students will not take things seriously and will not know how much material they have really understood. It is time to abolish such an idea. Again, guys, don't forget that a good conclusion also has 3 things. Yes, try to find those 3 things in my little conclusion. Again, please pause the video. Yes, do it in your head and then come back and check your answers. If you're not sure, I'll remind you, a good conclusion must have a summary of the main points. A good conclusion must also have a restatement of the thesis, and a good conclusion must also have a final comment. So please try to find those 3 things in my little conclusion over here. Remember, a restatement, a summary of the main points, and a final comment. Okay? Pause the video now, do it in your head, and then unpause and come back and check your answers. Okay, so if you were paying attention in my class, you should know the answers. Very, very easy. The first sentence is clearly a restatement of the thesis. Again, look at the thesis over here. It says, I believe removing exams is a big mistake for 2 main reasons. I say here, to conclude, removing exams is a huge mistake. Again, very, very similar to the thesis over here. And then the next sentence over here that says, students will not take things seriously and will not know how much material they have really understood. Of course, logically speaking, those are the ideas of body 1 and body 2. If you don't believe me, just check the topic sentences of body 1 and body 2, and you will see that the ideas are actually mentioned in that sentence. And of course, obviously, the very last sentence is a final comment. It is time to abolish such an idea. The word abolish means to remove or abandon or just take away such an idea. And of course, I'm talking about the idea of removing exams. Okay? So guys, I think this is clear. It should be clear to you right now. This is exactly what I want for the EL117 TMA. I want 1 introduction, of course, just an introduction, 2 body paragraphs, body 1, body 2, and a simple conclusion. So again, how many words? Approximately 250 words. I didn't really count how many words I have over here, but again, you should have maybe 4 to 5 lines in each paragraph. Okay, the conclusion can be 3, 4 lines. But again, introduction, body 1, body 2, should be anywhere maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 lines maximum for each paragraph. Guys, you can also see that I left a line. You can see that I left a line between the paragraphs so that the reader knows exactly that this is introduction, this is body 1, this is body 2, and the last one is a conclusion. Don't forget to put a title. Every essay must have a title at the top as well, okay? I think this is clear. I'm not sure if you have any questions. If you have any issues, please feel free to get in touch. Again, I will keep this on the screen just to quickly remind you about the EL117 TMA. Remember, your task is to write an outline and a persuasive essay. So you have to do 2 things. You have to give me 4 paragraphs. Introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. We will start, of course, half an hour after the class, and you will have 1 hour and 30 minutes to do the TMA. And please make sure that your cameras are working. And of course, do not use don't use Google or anyone else to help you. Okay, guys? It should be clear. And again, I did my best. I'm making this video to help you guys out. And if you have any questions, please do get in touch. But I really wish you all the best, and I hope if you watch this video and you understood my ideas, then you shouldn't really have any issues. Okay, guys? So I really wish you all the best. You know, stay working hard. Always believe in yourself, and inshallah you will all do really, really well. Okay, guys? See you in class, and take care.